here because the girls are so beautiful compared to the guys. They look uglier.
Which girl are we talking about?
It's the same girl. We have the same girl with it.
You had the same girl?
If you're 30 and you're planning on having kids, wow, you're an old granny.
Yeah. What's going on? I don't know why you're so angry. No, there was something.
The trick is to start arguments beforehand by yourself.
Maybe.
You know what's attractive in a woman across all cultures?
What?
Money.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the AfroLev podcast, roaring truths to preserve your pretty voice. We are here with new guests, and we are going to be talking about the beauty standards, Russia versus the rest of the world. And I would like you two to introduce yourself and let us know who you are.
All right, my name is Dimitry and I'm Russian. And I don't know what do you want to know about me?
I mean, anything. What do you like to do?
I do stand up, but that's not how I make money. I teach English. I volunteer when I can. No, that's bullshit. No.
I was waiting for a noble story.
I don't.
Just, you had to ruin it.
I don't. I don't volunteer. I do improv. I have an improv festival, by the way, one of the two biggest improv festivals here in Russia. It's the Moscow Improv Festival that's coming February the 17th, and it's going to go for 9 days.
Nice.
9 days of improv. That's I'm gonna kill myself, just because I will have to watch everything.
Please don't.
Have you ever watched improv?
A few times, but
it's like an acquired taste. You have.
Oh, I see.
So, but they're going to be like by the end of the festival, they're going to be very good, very nice teams and people and improvisers that have been doing it like forever. So it's going to be cool. So this is me.
All right, awesome.
So my name is Sergio Garcia. I'm Colombian. My Spanish is amazing. My Portuguese is good. My English is okay. And my Russian sucks. So
Honestly.
I teach martial arts for kids more than adults. I have done it for 22 years. Also, I travel to different countries to teach, like to 7 countries. Now I go every summer to Greece. And here in Russia, I do stand-up. I started stand-up in Spanish in whole Russia. So then I do English stand-up. Russian, I'm trying, but it's a little bit difficult for me because people like good Russian, not like caveman Russian.
Caveman Russian.
Yeah. I try to be funny, like do noises, but they don't laugh sometimes. It works when it works. It's like a coin, yeah. And also I do trainings every day. I go to the gym. I take care of my son. I have a Russian wife. Ooh.
What is your shiver?
We have been together for 12 years, and I just arrived from Egypt. We were in a super nice hotel.
Yeah.
So I didn't do anything for 10 days. Just be treated very well. Everybody treat me very well. So now I don't know what I'm doing. I lost track of reality.
Well.
Yeah. So welcome back to me here to Russia.
I'm glad that you're back, and I'm back that you are back to reality.
You've just done all your material for the whole podcast right there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we don't know about?
Now it's time to listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Touché. Nice save. All right. So beauty standards. I want to start with a light-hearted question, because basically the whole purpose of this is I wanted to see what different countries find attractive compared to Russia. Of course, Dimitry is Russian and Sergio is Colombian. Johnny is also supposed to be here. If you notice an empty chair, our good friend is running a bit late.
Here's a ghost of Johnny.
This is the ghost of Johnny right beside me. And I want to start with something lighthearted. So first, I want to know your personal preferences. What do you find attractive in a woman? Let's start with physically. You can start with physically.
Sergio, you talk.
Who would like to go first?
You just talk.
Well, of course, the eyes.
Okay, the eyes. It's all in the eyes. Yeah.
And,
She has to have eyes.
Yeah, the beautiful eyes, beautiful face.
Ideally.
If you find a beautiful face, then you will find a lot of things that follows. So I think it's very important that I'm a sportsman, so I like strong girl.
Yeah.
It's not like she's going to break. I like yeah.
What are you planning on doing with her?
And that's why, yeah, oh, you know.
I'm a strong man. I need a strong woman.
I need like to hold her in the winter when I'm trembling here.
Like in a headlock or something.
So I teach
I'm sorry,
capoeira.
yeah.
There is a lot of flexibility. So I know capoeira and capo sutra.
Yeah, they're close. Almost the same.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, capoeira not touching, no physical contact. Kama Sutra is all about touching.
The yin yang of flexibility.
Yeah.
So I like beautiful figures that like women that take care, like when they like eat right and exercise. I foreseen, of course, because I have a wife and she will kill me, of course. So I like beautiful figures, and the skin is have to be very nice, and the hair it doesn't matter the color, but like when there is a beautiful hair, it's amazing.
Yes.
And
You're
for me,
you're talking like that guy from the like Chinese factory that makes those dolls, you know.
and I'm like,
We have nice skin, and we have she can talk, and when she she can shut up.
And you can program her to bring you food.
You can program. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's it. The Chinese, I don't know why. So the last thing is very weird. I was in the gym like last year, and there was a normal girl, Russian, beautiful, and she started doing this like exercise.
Yeah,
and I don't know why, but I really like this part. Like I have like a fetish. Like the armpit of a girl.
I don't even know what you call that.
The armpit per se, or what are you?
What
is it?
What are you implying? Of course, but without hair.
Oh, but okay, so you're not into hair.
That's why you were not supposed to be here, though, because we could talk about this stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
clean, beautiful.
So likes hairy pits. That's what it's.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, whatever is your preference, no judgment.
The face, the hair, the body, the armpit, like what else? Eyes, mouth.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. And now, any other things you'd like to add?
No.
All right, not from a Russian man, of course. Let us hear.
I'm sorry. That was too specific, almost. You know, like you know your women, right? Here's the thing about me, isn't it? I guess isn't it like genetically predetermined who like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like take me for example. My father was Russian, like Russian. You know, his hair by the age like 70, 72 when he died, it was like white. It was like super white. So he's like Russian, and some more, right? My mom she's Tatar, and Bashkir, which is like Russian Asian, predominantly like Muslim, right? And I have more like my mom's feature. So I look exactly like my mom sometimes. So if you see a woman with a beard, so that's...
Thanks for the heads up.
Sergio just added a part of his stand-up routine in the beginning. That was his stand-up routine. I can do mine, right? Yeah. But seriously, And what I'm saying is, the most beautiful woman in the world is my wife, obviously, right? If you're looking, and if she can't speak English, but she will know somehow. They always know when you're talking about them. Like it's like dogs. They wait. They can, like dogs. Just saying. I'm gonna finish. The dogs, they can hear the high pitched sound. Women know when we're talking about them.
Yeah.
Even if she wasn't there, I got home. She's like, "You talked about me.
Yeah,
you did. I can feel it." And you said it. I said only beautiful. No, tell me exactly what you said. So she's the most beautiful woman in the world, and she has like the whitest skin. She's almost see through, right?
She's almost see through.
Also, like that. You can see the veins and started. Yeah, that's weird, but you know, it gets me going. So,
I see.
but her hair is almost black.
How so?
Because I come from a mixed marriage. Because if you if you read Pushkin, you know, there's this one part that says here comes the Russian beauty. His skin is white and her hair is black. Like brunette, not
I
black
see.
like
Yeah,
yours,
like a
but-
brunette. I mean,
blue eyes?
and the eyes are dark too, basically.
dark.
So,
okay.
so
That's like-
we have a typical Russian beauty right there, sitting right there.
yeah, the camera won't pan to her, unfortunately. I didn't pay for another one, but just trust him.
Yeah, and this is all because I come from a marriage that is mixed, which is the situation that you're in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna have beautiful children.
Appreciate it.
You know the
Knock,
thing.
knock.
You know, you have to knock on the wood.
La cosa de calabaza.
Oh, that's the I missed the opportunity. I've been getting tutorials from my babushka
your children
recently,
is gonna
so
they're gonna be so beautiful and
souls and
smart
everything,
because
yeah.
mixed marriages. So look at me, I'm gorgeous.
According to your mom.
Yeah, that's the actor
I mean-
I can only listen to. Right, she forgets things, but she doesn't forget how beautiful and smart he is.
Yeah.
I come home, it's just here comes my beautiful and smart son.
We're
This
talking
is what
about
she
girls,
said.
you know?
Yeah, I know. But you cannot not talk about girls. You're not talking about your mom, Sergio. So you'll have to talk about
My mom is also
your
beautiful,
mom.
Latina.
Yeah.
And my family is like, they're Latins, like they look like Latin, and there is me. I was blonde when I was a little kid, but not because of my parents. Maybe my mom went to Argentina.
Latino actresses are so hugely popular in Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the
And the man who kissed me is Johnny.
the television
just arrived.
show about the girl who plays
good, all
soccer?
good.
Oh, yeah.
What is your name?
I don't know.
No problem, buddy.
Latino actresses are hugely popular here, and how they have the whitest skin and the darkest hair, and they are beautiful.
I see. So yeah, we are basically talking about your personal preference. I want to hear yours.
Your mama.
See, Johnny is
Dude.
fashionably late.
Dude, I apologize. I mean,
It's all right.
If we're talking about Latinas, my ex-wife is a Latina. Yeah,
She's Latina.
third generation Mexican. Yeah, and so boy, am I not gonna go down that route again. Wow. I feel like I've been married for 8 years, and happily, we got married. And the first thing I heard from her entire family.
Yeah.
By the way, when I came in to meet the family,
Yes.
this was Los Angeles. And she's like,
all right.
come meet my mom and my
100
dad
people, right?
and my brothers. And I'm like, no biggie. And we show up, and it's like 20 people.
Quinceañera time.
And I'm like, who's that? And she's like, oh, that's, I forgot to tell you, my mother has 6 sisters. Sisters, not cousins, 6 sisters.
Whoa.
Therefore, I had 7 mothers-in-law.
That's why the Tatars are the Mexicans of Russia. They have the biggest families too.
Telenovela time.
Like my mom, she had 8 sisters and a brother
Okay.
in the same family. Yeah.
Alrighty. So I'm seeing the personal preferences here. We veered a bit off topic, but it's always nice to hear some ideas and opinions and things that might get me canceled. But yeah.
I like foreign chicks.
You like foreign chicks?
Foreign chicks.
Okay.
I don't like Russian chicks. Russian chicks do not somehow. It was never. We never connected. I never have that connect when I talk to a Russian woman. Foreign chicks, on the other hand, love me.
Also, for your information, Johnny is Russian.
I am.
Yes.
I am. But trying to get that passport.
For some reason. Have you ever thought why?
I just think it's the natural charisma and
Well, just
panache.
See, this is what mom does. You have natural charisma, and then he believes in that. And it's like,
Jesus Christ.
and we go
my
our
mama told
lives
me.
believing that we have the charisma because our moms told us so.
I mean, well, yeah, my mom tells me I'm the most handsome person in the world.
All the time.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
I mean, she wouldn't lie to me, would she? No. Why would
No.
she? Yeah. But getting into the deeper part of the podcast, I wanted to know about preferences based on culture and your countries? Because I know that people from different countries have like a cultural attractive sort of part of their country. Like, for example, I'm African. Predominantly, the men prefer larger, voluptuous women. Right?
yeah.
An example is a lot of the Africans that come to Russia, they almost get a little bit confused.
Yeah.
Because they are more attracted to the larger type of women.
Right.
Voluptuous women.
Makes sense.
So when they come to Russia, they assume anything that is not thin is voluptuous. So it's actually the reason why I wanted to have this podcast, because I noticed I was walking through the subway with my wife. My wife was like, look. And I'm like, what? And we look over there and we see this very thin African man and a very huge Russian woman. And I was like, do you find her attractive? And she's like, no, a Russian person would not find her attractive. She's like, why does he find her attractive? I was like,
Yeah.
So I did some digging. And a lot of my friends that choose Russian women that are on the heavier side is because they say, Andy, she's not fat, she's thick. And I'm like, oh. Because we have,
there's
African
difference.
men generally
Yeah,
have
there's
a
difference.
preference of like a larger woman. So I wanted to know what
Yeah,
preferences
she'll
do
survive.
Russian people have in that sense?
Non-Jew.
Non-Jew?
That's like number one.
Alrighty. That was awfully
I
serious.
have no idea what are you talking about.
What am I, Kanye West over here?
I mean,
Don't cancel me just yet.
right.
For me, it was more. Not a foreigner. It was more like a Russian. That's what my parents always. I used to have before I got married. I used to have a Finnish girlfriend.
okay.
For about 2 years, and then I broke her heart, and I'm an asshole. But
You just went way over to the other side of the spectrum.
when that
Finnish, Mexican.
yeah,
I mean, he's-
I was all over.
He's all over the galaxy. It's like-
when that actually happened, I called up my my family, and
Yeah.
my family was like, Nikolai, please, really, like, I understand you wanted to experiment, but please, next one, please, Russian, maybe Belarusian, at least Belarusian.
And what are those like physical properties that make
then I
a
got
Russian
married.
woman
Wow.
beautiful in Russia? What is that thing that you're like, this is a beautiful Russian woman? Because, for example, when I come into Russia and my friends are like, hey, look, a Russian woman, she's beautiful, she's beautiful, she's beautiful, she's beautiful. A lot of people don't know what Russian people classify as beautiful.
What was the
So
name
what-
of that? She won Miss Universe, the Donald Trump's.
Is that his wife?
No.
she's not Russian,
the
though.
Russian who won
Oksana.
Fedorova.
Is she the ideal Russian woman?
Okay, she's tall.
Yeah.
Okay, not too tall.
Yeah.
Her hair is brown, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She has dark eyes.
Yeah.
She has nice feature, not too big, but she has her thighs are what do you call good for to bear children? Yeah, that's what it say, right?
Okay.
So she is kind of, but once again, I'm not a typical Russian to say that. He likes foreigners.
Yeah.
I like a Russian version of Demi Moore. Yeah, that's what I like.
Awfully specific. I mean,
that was my crush. That was my crush since the soldier. What's her name?
Jane.
Jane. Right. I love her.
G.I. Jane.
No, I'm kidding.
Nice.
I'm kidding.
I mean, all right.
I love her from
Dimitry wants to be dominated. God
from
damn it.
the No.
I don't know
Love
about
her
that
from what was the thing when her boyfriend is killed?
I don't even
Demi Moore?
remember the movie, to be honest.
Demi Moore?
I was like,
Yeah, Demi Moore. It's the ghost. Yeah, I love her from the ghost.
so what is that?
Yeah.
Okay, but like, with your friends and generally people
Yeah.
around you, is there something you have noticed that keeps on popping up that you classify? Well, they classify as attractive, like a typical.
I like
trait.
I like a good ass. That's what I like.
Well, what is okay? A good ass.
I have a
All
good
right.
one. I have a good one.
That's why a lot of African women are. I love them because they have a nice booty.
You're spoiled
going on-
for choice, basically.
You know what I mean? Big Africa is so huge, guys. It is so different. But the typical what we stereotype as an African woman, she has a very nice rear end. I like that. But because I've been married almost 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing that we just all miss, and that as I go back to the genetically predetermined thing, is just the chemistry.
Yeah.
There's something in the woman that you smell sometimes you actually smell it, or sometimes there is something that just
Hormonal.
you fixate on that, and it's just, or it clicks, and then 25 years.
I was in Colombia in a national park.
Yeah.
And I met people from all around the world.
Yeah.
And Europeans always told me like they really like Colombian girls because they are different from the girls from Germany.
Yeah.
Also,
So the
different.
bone structure, the body,
Colombian girls.
everything. So they were like crazy about these girls.
Yeah.
But I look like a Russian or a German guy, right? But all of the girls there don't look like this. So when I came here to Russia or in this park, the European girls came and I was like in shock because it's different from all of the girls you look every day.
Yeah.
So you look at this beautiful woman like in the street in Colombia
Yeah.
and you're like, beautiful, but it's common. But when
It has
they
al-
come,
it
they
has
have the
always
X
been like
factor.
this, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's different from you. So maybe your genetics try
Yeah.
to find like
Of course.
this equilibrium that when you
that's
mix
what I'm
together, it's like
Mix
a
is
beautiful
good.
baby. So for example,
Evolutionally speaking, you know what I mean?
yeah.
me and my wife, I'm Latin like in my way of being, but I don't look Latin, right?
Yeah.
But my wife
You look
looks very
German.
Russian. She looks very Russian. But we have a beautiful
Yeah, you have a
boy.
very
We have
handsome
very
boy.
What do you
beautiful
mean? What do you
boy.
mean though? She looks Russian.
She looks like a Sharapova, but in this
okay.
way that is like
Just tall,
the
fair.
way,
More like the
beautiful
genuine- okay, like the
face,
general-
Okay.
yeah.
Small tits. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But,
Yeah,
oof.
something like that.
Okay.
But milky.
Oh yeah.
Especially
you
in
didn't
this
have
mode.
to go there,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I'm picturing
I
it
like
right
to go
now.
there.
Okay.
I like to go there, especially when it's the time of the.
Oh my god.
Let me get more comfortable, dude. I didn't know this was going to be this type of podcast. All right.
So
If you have kids at home, please tell them to turn
when
off
we
the
share,
podcast.
when we mix our like genetics, when we
Right.
mix our genetics, our boy is half Latin
Yeah.
and half Russian. He doesn't look like me much in the hair or something like
Yeah.
that. But the genetics from Latin America is in his face. So he is very interesting for many people here. He's like, he's Russian, but wow, he's like,
Yeah.
he has something. He has something. So maybe try find a beautiful girl for you is like that complement. That complement the things you don't have in your bones or your height or something like that.
Like I have two kids. I have a daughter. She's the oldest, and son. And my daughter goes my line, my mom's and her relatives. She's like Tatar looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my son goes my wife's line, and he's like, if you ever been to the Museum of Moscow around the have you ever been there?
I think I have.
There is a weird statue of a typical Muscovite. Have you seen that?
No.
No, it's like he has this nose like that. she
I'm not even okay.
He looks like a typical Muscovite, but again, he has darker hair, and the features not kind of I don't know. So what I'm saying, it goes like this ways, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So the genetics and the people that will like kind of the people that we used to have in our family tree a long time ago, somewhere there, because maybe we think it's safe. Also, the thing about like we search, I mean, men.
Yeah.
We search diversity naturally. Yeah. This is what we have to do. That's why you do like Finland and then Mexico, because you want to make beautiful children that are beautiful and smart at the same time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And diversity gives you that.
God knows we've tried.
Yeah, yeah. See, if nothing happened, so it didn't mean to be. Yeah.
One thing happened to me when I arrived to Moscow. I was looking everywhere and wow, beautiful girls. But the men I found ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Ouch.
what?
Exactly.
But then I start comparing. In Colombia, it's the same. But here, because the girls are so beautiful compared to the guys, they look uglier. So I think it's the same everywhere. But because the comparison is so hard, like you look at the guys, what is happening? How is this possible?
Except Sweden.
Except you.
Or Norway. But we all know why that's
the
true.
guys, yeah.
Right?
Okay, so I'm sort of getting it. Sort of like, tall,
Like models, yeah.
brunette, blonde
Or Dutch.
or Dutch.
They
Okay.
they are
Big
the
butts.
tallest
Yeah,
in
they're the
Europe.
tallest.
Yeah,
Okay.
the tallest in Europe for some reason.
Okay, so generally,
Why is
Europe,
that, by the way?
I think it's the entire world on average.
Why is that? This tiny country of Holland,
Right
the,
next to
the Netherlands,
Atlantic,
or they have the tallest people?
And they eat a
How's
lot of
that?
fish. They're
Why?
trading with every single part of the world, and they're getting the most
See,
amount of
maybe
nutrients.
that. Because, yeah, it used to be like Hanover. It used to be like the biggest port, trading port like in the world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm kind of getting an idea what is attractive to Russian men.
It is a mixed
It's a mixed
culture.
bag.
We have a mixed culture because
Russia has a lot of ethnicities, so
we have Scandinavian traits and we have traits from Asia.
yeah,
Yeah, but the Tatar Mongols, they came, Mongols left.
it's pretty vast.
Tatars, the Tatars, they stayed, right? And Tatars, they say Tatars, what are Tatars? Also a mixed bunch. Yeah. What is a Russian? You know what I mean?
What is a Russian? That's the question.
You know,
because there's a lot
that's
of
interesting.
mixtures, right?
If you look at Vladimir Vladimirovich,
Oh,
yeah, higher
Yes.
cheekbones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
He said, our president said, and I quote:
Yeah.
"If you look deep enough into the family tree of your family, you will eventually find a Tatar there. If you claim to be a Russian, if you look, he said that.
Jesus.
He's why Jesus?
Why Jesus?
I mean, you know what they say. Wherever
He's onto something. He knows something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's your take?
now be careful.
you already know what I'm going to say. I mean, there's Russians usually say wherever a Tartar has gone, a Jew will never go anymore because
I did not know this.
there is no reason to be because
Yeah.
Tartars are already got everything done.
There's in Colombia there is a town called Medellin. Do you know about Medellin?
Yeah.
It's like a
Medellin,
capital
yeah.
of parties and Pablo
yeah.
Escobar and everything.
Yeah.
But it's not like a very big city. Well, it's the second biggest, I think, and it have the most beautiful girls in all of Colombia, according to international people.
Interesting.
And I think it's very similar to Russia, especially Moscow, because it's very close. Like
Okay.
Moscow is and Russia is close. Like it doesn't allow everybody to come in, or the migration is very difficult.
Okay.
And also Medellin is a very close like community.
Interesting.
So because I think the girls feel safe there because it's close and they protect the culture and the girls, there is a lot of girls that stay there. They don't want to go. So here in Russia, I see this that because it's close, a lot of like the beautiful girls stay.
Oh, you mean the concentration of beauty?
It's higher,
They
okay.
don't escape like too much. Some of them want to go to Europe, but many girls stay here.
I haven't thought about it because I believed in Russia my whole life, and I understand that it's I'm limited in traveling. No, not for you, Nikolai, but obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I used to be in the military. I couldn't travel. Then I quit, and then I just couldn't travel because I got married to work, and that. But I did travel to the United States.
What
twice.
do you think about the girls there?
Interesting. I don't, the girls, the everyday girls that you see, they're so different in America. Because again, a mixture.
It's like everybody, right?
I was in Chicago. I was in Chicago, and I saw a lot of beautiful women, and I have never seen a lot of beautiful women jogging at the same time. They have this jogging lane, like across the Michigan lane, right? Okay, but at the same time, I see girls who are relaxed, and they are not that kind of standard of beauty. They are just have normal human women's bodies, and also beautiful and different Greek girls and Latino girls who are fully American, of course, but in their genes, right?
Diversity, yeah.
And
I see.
Jewish girls, right?
Oh, yeah,
okay,
some, Hi, if you look at recruits
by
for
the
the
way,
Israeli army,
supporting Nikolai. She wronged me, that girl, but it doesn't have to have all beautiful. You know what I mean?
Which girl are we talking about?
It's the same girl. We have the same girl with it.
You had the same girl?
I'm kidding.
We promised each other never to go there, but
At the same time.
No.
At the same time?
That's a good
it's really
level.
different. Why are you acting so surprised?
What I'm
21st century, bro. Welcome.
What I'm saying, if you see, what I'm saying, what I want to say, if you see a girl smiling, she's beautiful. That's what I'm saying.
Progressive.
Hold my hand, and Dimitri and I will lead you.
I'm okay where I am.
What I'm saying is, if you see a girl smiling, she's beautiful. You know what I mean? And then you have to ask yourself: is she your chemistry? Is she your click? Because you can have a relationship with her, and it could be beautiful. It could last for some time, but then ask yourself if you have to stay with the same woman for like 10, 15, 20 years, is she the woman?
Yeah.
And she's asking herself the same thing. And she finds things beautiful in a man like that. That's why they say if a man is ugly, just some money, add some money to that, and he is beautiful, right? Handsome, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what I mean.
Which brings me to the next question, because I saw an article, it's all over the news, and they said that the divorce rate is very high in Russia. Why is that?
I have no idea.
Is there any reason you
Because
think?
there is too many girls and not many guys.
Oh.
So maybe they want to change.
You mean eligible
Maybe.
guys?
You think that might be it? Spoiled for
I have
choice?
maybe.
I have no idea. I've no idea. I
have
can
an
say
idea.
that the guys around me, they get divorced, but each time the reason is different. Like this guy, he's very successful. I went to the university with him. Right now he's so high you wouldn't believe. But the thing is that he met a girl.
Yeah.
We, within the company of friends, didn't like her,
Oh,
but he liked her. We didn't say anything. They got married. They had 2 kids, 2 beautiful daughters. But then I see him, and he says, I met a girl, different girl that I liked, and I'm divorcing. And I'm happy now.
Oh, wow.
Turns out he wasn't happy before that. He hadn't been happy before he met that girl, right? So what is that? Each time the reason
depends, I guess.
Yeah.
It
Each
depends.
time, yeah.
But you had one.
I have an idea. Yeah, I think it's because most societal pressure tells everybody in Russia to like quickly get married, quickly have kids. You gotta be like if you're 30 and you're planning on having kids, wow, you're an old granny.
Yeah.
Like you should totally start early.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, like it's not predominantly chicks. It's mostly dudes because dudes are supposed to lead the way.
I see.
And so I think a bunch of dudes are just do not. They get into something serious, so like a serious relationship, without actually, first of all, realizing who they are, what they like, what they don't like, and what's their limit, and what where they're willing to go, and what for, and who for, et cetera, et cetera. And then they jump into all these relationships, and then 5, 6, whatever years down the line, they're like, oh shit, like. Now I definitely know I don't like that, and I don't like this. In fact, I don't like any of this. I want a complete like overhaul.
Yeah.
And so, boom, they get to, they quickly find because.
So what are you saying? You have to wait.
I'm saying dudes are supposed to put themselves through multiple rigorous and difficult situations
Before they know, actually.
before they
Yeah, okay.
are actually allowed
I guess.
to get into like a physical, serious relationship where they can actually make babies. Because I don't think making babies should be like a frivolous activity for everybody.
So more of like societal pressure.
Call me a Führer.
No, that
Wait,
just
what?
that just makes me an exception because I got married so quickly at 25. So
Sometimes it works.
I have just
sometimes it works.
I can
me
count the
too.
relationship that I had before that on my and then
Yeah.
I met a girl and got married. That's it.
There is another the point of view of Latins that I have met here.
Yeah.
They come here to Russia and do all of the paperwork, and they're like in love with the Russian girl.
Yeah.
Sometimes the girl go to their countries, to Mexico, to Peru, whatever. They live there. They're happy for a while. Then they come here and they start living this Russian life. That is very different. So they start like changing their mindsets. Yeah.
Interesting.
So they stay for 5 years, they get the documents, but they realize they're not having fun. They're not having like the things they had in their countries. So they are like, I can stay here in Russia or I can come back. And they're not happy because of the change is so abrupt. The weather, the food, the people.
Yeah.
So they have been like 10 years together, and they're like in another mindset, and they're like,
I see.
maybe I'm lost. I have met many Latins that are like I don't know, like what is happening.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Why?
So maybe that's why they look younger girls or something like that.
I see.
Spice things up.
I see. So when people move to a different country, they might start to feel uncomfortable, confused. I mean, yeah, it's a different mindset. It's a different place. I've hopped from like, I don't know, how many countries.
Changes you.
You know, I came from China, came here, completely different. It's like a new world. And I didn't understand how different it was until I came. So I understand people get confused and stuff like that.
Did you have Chinese girlfriend?
I did. I did. It didn't go well. Yeah, because I guess very traditional. Very traditional.
Okay.
Because I've noticed there's a difference. In Russia, I don't know if it's with every single Russian person. I can't like state that because I can't speak for everybody. I can speak based on my experience. In China, it's more of like you come to China, you follow the culture, you become Chinese. But I'm not Chinese. You become Chinese. And just like, oh, but you will never be Chinese, Andy. It's like, but you said I should be. No, you're not Chinese. But you should follow our way. And then, and I agree. Fine, it's your country.
You will never be a citizen. But you have to be Chinese.
But you have to find a way to become more Chinese, right?
But I imagine Chinese girls don't like fight or complain. They're like very...
Well, it's actually interesting because the Chinese women of nowadays are actually a lot tougher.
Oh, yeah?
There's actually a running joke in China because the men have actually shifted. The women generally control the relationship. You can walk down the street and see a woman screaming out of her mind. Controlling the relationship or running the household.
Well, that I can see. An Asian woman screaming, that I can see. But yeah, interesting.
But when Russia, it was like a completely different thing because it's almost like the people here are trying to accommodate me, which I found pretty strange because when people said, oh yeah, you're getting...
How do you mean it though? Accommodate?
No, like in the sense that I came to Russia.
Make it comfortable for you.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I want to, become accustomed to the culture, but it's like, her family was like, we want to make you feel comfortable. And I was like, wait, okay, this is interesting. So they tried their best to make me...
Did they try to cook something?
Oh, no, they cook so much for me. I mean, my babushka thinks that, I don't know. I mean, I need to eat every 5 minutes.
Something that they think is African.
No, they did not. They did not go there. No. But I mean, like, they were just like, giving me the rundown and trying to make me feel comfortable compared to, like, I guess where I was before when it's just like, you got to do this or you got to change this or you have to be somebody else. But it's sort of like I came and I was allowed to be myself. And I guess there were a lot of things that they thought would be offensive. Like my wife was like, don't, because in Russian, black is nigger, right? So my wife be like, don't say it. Like, no, come on. I know that it's black in Russian, right? Yeah. That's an example. And for me, it's also pretty strange. We don't mean
that.
Yeah.
It's a different word.
And also, look, I'm African, so even if they did say that, I feel like it's completely different from me because...
I remember when people find out that Patrice Lumumba and all those people are like heroes here in the Soviet Union and Russia. We have like institutions called after them.
Yeah.
They're like, really? Really surprised. And then they, how much the Soviet Union did for Africa. Then we disappeared because of the 90s and then we come back. But anyway, right? Speaking about black guys, it has never been a turnoff.
Yeah, it's never been beef.
Started since 1980. The Olympics.
And Pushkin.
A lot of...
Like a
and the foundation of the... But before that, before we go to Pushkin, right, who is an acquired taste, but he is the most handsome, the handsomest because of his talent. But after 1980, a lot of black... children appeared in the Soviet Union. I knew a girl who lived like in the same neighborhood, like in the next neighborhood, and she was black, right? But she kind of suffered, but she was beautiful. She has all the features of beautiful, but she kind of she was not comfortable. I mean, but she was beautiful at the same time. Like there's this television show, Big Girls. Have you seen that in Russian? Big Girls.
I saw a commercial.
There are
They jump in
big
the elevator.
girls, and they undergo programs.
Well, like surgery?
No, like exercise, but also therapy, accepting themselves. It's a new television show right here in Russia.
If you want to laugh at
And
fat
there is
people, basically.
and there is a black girl there.
Okay.
She's a black girl. She's Russian, but she's black.
Oh, she's mixed, yeah?
And she is what you said, voluptuous. But she hates herself. She says, I hate myself. I hate my body. I hate the whole situation that I'm in. And my dream is to have a job so that I would never leave my apartment. But I'm looking at her and she is beautiful. That's the thing.
There's a-
you know,
there's a
and
very
a happy woman is not beautiful. A happy woman is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes a happy woman is beautiful, especially during sex, right? Yeah.
I guess.
I'm kidding.
Crazy women are good.
There's a popular song. It
But
goes something like
I-
in your head.
I felt so sorry for her. Yeah.
In your head.
Yeah,
I don't know the song.
Because it's all in her head.
Zombies.
It's all in her head.
Oh. But that's interesting. That
Yeah.
goes back to the whole thing of like, I guess beauty is subjective.
It is.
Because
Very
one
subjective.
thing in a certain country can be found to be unattractive, and then you go somewhere else, and then it's extremely attractive. So that's actually quite fascinating. Because I guess
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
even standards are different.
Yeah.
For example, maybe my idea of what fat is
Yeah.
would be completely different to what his idea of fat would be.
Yeah.
Because even culture sort of carries the weight of that as well.
It is.
For example,
It is.
a long time ago in my parents' time, their generation, if your wife was not, at least, had a few extra pounds, if she didn't have a few extra pounds,
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, the family's broke. I mean, they can't
What's
feed
going
their
on
kid.
there? Is she
Why is
sick?
she so
Something like
thin?
that, right?
So like,
Yeah.
I still have that. So my mom sees my wife. She's like, oh my God, your wife is so thin. And then my wife is like, I feel fat. I'm like, you're not fat. It's like, my wife's like, you're so skinny. And and then it's like,
Contradiction,
then
yeah.
my wife's like, oh yeah, really? Like, really? Thank you. So there's a difference there.
It is.
There's a difference there. That's quite fascinating. Culture also affects what we classify as
And we
attractive.
have
yeah.
no idea what effect it has on women. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of we kind of know when we have an argument with them that that has nothing to do with us. That what's going on? I don't know why you're so angry. And there was something.
The trick is to start arguments beforehand by yourself.
Maybe
You just throw in the same monkey
do I
wrench
get it
at
in
him.
What I'm saying is that a man's beauty.
You don't like me?
We don't have to be. We don't have to be beautiful. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, speak for yourself.
Yeah,
I'm beautiful.
yeah.
I mean,
You don't have to be, but I am. So
I don't know.
no, okay, well, I get what he's saying. I feel like the standard for women is a lot higher because, for example, if
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I
Yeah,
need to take care
yeah.
of myself. A woman's
Yeah.
going to go do her nails. She's going to get her hair done. She's going to pick out an amazing dress. She's going to
Yeah.
pluck her eyebrows. And then for us, it's like, yeah, I'm going to get a haircut. And then, work out, right? And then it's limited. It's
And
not
then
as,
have you seen those couples like with newborns
Yeah.
and she stops doing the makeup?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's
I'm-
like,
I'm- I've never been a fan of makeup, though.
I saw a woman in a neighborhood like Salarivo or something.
Yeah.
And I can swear that she looks different with the makeup on. Because her man looked like he looks the same. You know what I mean? And she looked different, I guess. She looked kind of older. This is what I'm saying. It's unfair to the women, but also it's unfair to the men. The makeup thing,
I
you know what I mean?
think that natural beauty is very difficult to find. When you find
That's what I'm
when you
saying. The
have,
natural beauty is always there.
sometimes you find a girl, or when I was dating in my 20s, I found a girl that she looked good like in a pajama or in the morning, and I was like, wow,
In your t-shirt,
yeah,
right?
yeah, like wow, man. That's different because you find like real beauty at night when you're drinking. There is the dresses and the hair
Yeah.
and the makeup. You see this and it's beautiful, but you're always suspecting. Like you're saying like. Here in Russia, I have this problem. I go to supermarket. There is beautiful girls, but they are like with me in the morning.
It's actually
So
interesting.
I'm not sure she's beautiful or not.
Yeah, that's why
Then
I
you
love
see
my
it-
wife,
you see
because
them,
she doesn't need any makeup
No,
to
same.
look beautiful than she is.
Yeah, here in Russia it's more easy to find this camouflage of beauty.
25 years, man. 25 years.
The bone structure, the body, when there is a good, like a beautiful genetics, you can see like
Yeah.
wow, everybody's like supermodels. You see a supermodel and it's like a ghost. Everybody's like, what is this? It's different.
Yeah,
It's-
nobody knows her name, but they
it's
know
like,
she's just,
what is this? It's like the
Yeah, it's like-
bones, the structure, the symmetry is different. So that's very difficult to find. But in Russia, I think there is a lot more. But then there's smile and there is one tooth like ching, a very happy tooth, like not in the right place. But I like it. I like it. It's not
Wow, that's very specific.
It's a name.
That is very specific.
It's like, okay.
sometimes
That's
no
exactly
teeth
what I
good,
said.
right?
That's exactly what I said. You got to be a guy who knows what he likes.
He knows what he likes. I respect it. I mean, yeah, I really
That's
respect
funny.
that. Yeah,
That's funny.
you kind of actually understand exactly what you want. So,
You know what's attractive in a woman across all cultures?
what?
Money. If a chick is rich, wow, that's
It's a turn off to me.
Oh, all right.
When she has too much money here in Moscow, she always does something to her.
I mean, as an African man, I
the
can agree. We don't
lips
really.
and the nose and the hair. I just see the thing.
Fake beauty. Some it's
She has all the money and she invests in it
but
in the wrong way.
They eat the perfect food. They go to massage, so they relax, and the dress and the hair and the skin. So you're like, wow, it's different too, because they're very well put together.
But there is
like,
rich and there is super rich.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about like
Super
billionaire.
rich.
There is
Dude,
super
I'm
rich.
talking like
Super
regular
rich
chicks.
There is
do the things that rich people do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody
Super rich
likes
would
this
never
level like
surgically
this. When they
alter
have the big lips.
themselves.
Yeah.
Don't
No, but I
do
see that.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, even without the
Obviously,
appearance,
natural is better.
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Whatever it
wealth or being rich can also be a turn off for a guy, for example.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
I like rich.
me
Yeah.
personally,
I
I
don't
would
know.
not like to have my wife having way more than me, and I'm just like, hey, can I do this for you? She's like, I got it.
Yeah.
So
well, what's up with that?
I can't do that, and that's because it's my culture.
You don't like
I
it?
have
I
to
don't do that.
provide.
It's just a
You
man.
know?
Yeah,
You don't like it at the beginning.
but then it's like she's going to take care of
Look at
everything.
I mean,
wrap it up.
It's one of those things.
Do you like a private jet? Get on.
Well,
You start feeling like a prostitute. You're like, I am. Am I?
wait, that's an interesting one. Yeah, culture can influence a lot of different things.
It's
It
a
can.
great job if you can get it.
When I was like 20 years old, I was dating a DJ, and she was very rich, but because of her art, not because of family.
Oh
Yeah.
And I was super broke in the university doing some commercials and things.
Yeah.
And she take me to beautiful restaurants, and I will take you to vacation. It's like, this is not right. I was like, what is happening? I really like her, or the lifestyle, I feel like the girls have that. It's like, I don't like him, but I have a lot of fun when I'm with him. They say that, or they think that. It's like, I don't like him, but I like the way
the vibe.
I feel when I'm with him.
That's a very scary statement. I mean,
I don't like this kind of girls. When
I mean,
they're
yeah,
like,
in
just
university, I had these situations where it's like, oh yeah, I like being next to you. It's like, but do I like you? That's the question. So, yeah, it's a tough one. You gotta be careful for these red flags. Yeah, about these red flags rather. But yeah, we're approaching the end. So I'm going to ask.
Really?
Yes. I'm going to ask one more question, and then I guess we can head out. Okay. So with all the things that we have spoken about, do you think with everything we've compared that actually there are similarities between the four of us? Like we have actually found something. You know those little circles they draw? You know those diagrams? What are they? You know those circles that connect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can.
Do you think we all have like a similar perspective, or do you think we've veered off? Yeah, like an intersection.
We are not gay.
I'm pretty sure of that. If I was, my wife would be very disappointed.
I can only speak for me.
You can say. Why are you gay? Why are you gay?
We should invite him onto the podcast if that was possible.
A beautiful woman does something to a man that he falls into a dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember the restaurant. Yeah. I remember the wedding. Then I counted. It's a dream. It has been a dream. You know, you wake up. It's been 25 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A beautiful woman does something to a man. It has to be specific. It can't be like general. It has to be specific. There is one thing, and sometimes it has nothing to do with the beauty.
Yeah.
It does one thing, and you say, like, she's beautiful. And you stay with her forever. Because monogamous thing is not a man's thing.
I see. Yes.
If you are monogamous, it is actually abnormality for men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you stay with a woman,
you're going against your own nature. She has to have something
that you find so beautiful that you say, oh, no, I'm going to stay with this same woman for the rest of my life.
If she's a good mother, that's very important. Like when you see that, when you see the woman, your wife is a good mother, it's super important. Like it changes everything.
If you ever see a woman with a baby, it is like the most beautiful picture ever.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Take care of the kids.
Agreed. But yes, if all of you find this very fascinating, I personally did. You are free to follow all of them on their social medias. I will share the links to their channels. There's a comedy club as well.
Yeah,
that you are a part of.
Out of Moscow stand-up community. What is it called?
Moscow English Comedy.
Yes.
English Comedy. Yes.
So if you're in Moscow, you would like to watch some stand-up comedy. If you find both of them funny, all three of them actually, they are stand-up comedians.
On today.
Yeah.
It's still comedy. It's just still comedy.
Yes. Yes, and also if you need to find things in Russia, if you are having trouble and you just moved, I'm also going to share some groups. We have Moscow Pals and some other groups for foreigners. You can connect there and you can get legal advice. And also, if you'd like to join our groups on Telegram, you can join the AfroLev podcast, and we have a public channel as well. So it was a pleasure to have all of you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting us. It was fun.
No problem.
It was fun.
And as always, we are roaring chews to preserve your pretty voice. Ciao.